Hello, hello. I think I'm in. Can you let me know if anyone's here, if anyone can see? Just gonna adjust. There we go. Oh. Okay, I think that's okay. Let me know if you're hearing me okay. I've got a load of random stuff. I've managed to get it up on here now, so I should be able to actually see the messages. Last time, like, I wasn't able to actually see. Good, you're here. You can hear. All right. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes for that to go through because sometimes the notifications take forever. So I'm just gonna get everything ready and see if anyone else is gonna swing by. I need to do something with that. That was yesterday's and I just keep filling it with mess. Hey, I think that's kind of everything. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'll just give it a few more minutes. See if any more notifications are going to go off. Hello. I actually have some plans for today, so we'll see how that goes. You can kind of see with the desk that we have something going on. And this isn't actually this. I cannot open it. Hi Zoe, about to head to bed but wanted to say hi. Hiya. What time is it where you are then? I tried to pick like some times that could work for multiple people, but it's really hard to choose a time because we're all in such different crazy time zones. Midnight. You must be quite a bit ahead then. You must be. Well, where would that be? Somewhere around UAE, probably. Hi, Carla. How you doing? Okay. Swap back to my face. Hello. I have a microphone. If you could let me know how this is, if you can hear it okay, because I don't really know how people clip it, to be honest. It goes forward. I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, hopefully it really looks weird. It just does that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. I don't know how people do it. But anyway, I've got a mic. Hopefully that's slightly better. Based in the UAE. Oh, I actually got it right. Oh, proud of myself for that. That's really cool though. I've actually been 3 times now. I think it's 3 times. I went a couple of months ago. I went in October. It's really cool though. I'm jealous that you get to live there. Good, perfect, perfect. Okay, so today is neocolors. I've actually got a little bit of a plan. Um, Zoe, what usually works for me when I stream is that I just give. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't actually have a Discord, but working on hopefully getting a Patreon in future. It is a little bit hard though, because like I did a YouTube post, I've just done another YouTube post, I did a TikTok story and an Instagram story, and I don't really know what else I can do. I don't have as much of an audience on Instagram or TikTok, so I'm just not really sure how to actually reach people other than my main videos. It's a little bit hard on YouTube. You don't really get that like community aspect where you can really contact people. So yeah, that would be so cool. Honestly, my friend lives there, so I do go there quite often, like 3 times in the last 4 years. So that would be really cool if we could. Probably won't be for a while though. Probably won't be. I don't think it'll be next year. Maybe the end of next year. But unfortunately, it's the flights that are so expensive for UAE. But I would love to go more often. I definitely would. I'm going to pop us down to the desk because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and ramble forever. Here is the desk. Oh, you haven't seen the marble vinyl yet. So I vinyled this desk. It was wood. And I actually had marble ages and ages ago. You're going to see it in a couple of videos' time. But yeah, I suppose I hadn't really mentioned it. What is that? I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice and bright. Yeah, the other problem with YouTube posts is that, especially on a desktop, you just don't really see them at all. Instagram, I really try Instagram, but I just have so few people on my Instagram that actually aren't bots. Yeah, I think Patreon could be quite good. Discord, I don't know. I don't know enough about Discord. I am on it, but I don't have anything. So today is the 30th, but we're on here. A little bit of an explanation is probably needed. Instagram is really saturated. I just feel like I post and it doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's so difficult now. I think it was a lot easier back in the day. Okay, so I've got some color pencils and neocolors. I think that's good. These are my neocolors that I got off Facebook Marketplace. So they're in like a big thing like this. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with them because they came in a big tin. But yeah, so today we have this sketch is what we're gonna be doing. Basically, I recently went to the National Gallery and it was for an exhibition. So I picked up these prints, which are gonna look amazing on the photo wall. And this one in particular is the one that we're going to be trying to redo in my own style. However, I've never made an actual piece with neocolors. I always just doodle. I've never done an actual piece. And this is a person, so I don't know how this is going to go. This is also parcel paper. It came in a box, but I just thought we could give it a go. Yeah, there was an exhibition. I don't want to butcher his name, but it's like Vincent Van Gogh or something. So we're just gonna call him Vincent because otherwise I'm gonna mess up his name. But it's something like that. We're gonna be drawing Vincent. And what I did this today. So at the moment, I'm filming a lot of videos, and this is one that I filmed. So I took some footage at the gallery and I basically we walked around the gallery and this is how I'm going to piece together the video. It's going to be like walk around the gallery seeing one thing and then we do this and then we see the next one and it basically goes like this and I'm really excited for that one. But I think this might be my best sketchbook session yet. Like I think this might actually be my best spread. I really love how it turned out and I used neocolors, which I don't tend to do. Did this in watercolor and color pencils, and that made me think, oh, maybe we could try it with neocolors. So we're gonna try it with neocolors. That's what I'm thinking. I love them too, honestly. The craziest thing about this exhibition is just how many pieces he created. Like the entire exhibition it was like 3 years of his life. And there were like 100 pieces there, mostly oil painting. And it's like, oh, wrong one. How has he managed to create so many so quickly? It's crazy. But yeah, I really like how this has come out. But this watercolor one kind of made me think I want to try it in neocolors. So that's what we're gonna do. I might leave it there actually. Add a bit of color to that section. So, also, this was £1. I think this is really good quality for £1 for like the gallery. Yeah, oils. That's what I mean. 103 years for oils. It's just crazy. There was a couple of drawings there, to be fair, but I still think 100 is crazy. And that wasn't even all of them. Like the Starry Night wasn't there, and a load of the self-portraits weren't there either. It was just this one. This was the only self-portrait, I think. I might zoom in just a little bit. There we go. How's the lighting looking? I think it looks better than it has done previously, and I think this has really brightened it up. The Starry Night is amazing, and I am very sad that I didn't get to see that one. We saw the other one, the Starry Night on the Rue, I think it's called. But yeah, I was a little bit sad that that one wasn't there. I kind of thought that all of the big ones would be there, but thank you, Carla. Yeah, I think the video will probably be February. I'm trying to batch a little bit. Where do we begin with this one? I mean, how are we looking? It looks like it's lagging a little bit on mine. Are we okay? Little bit of lag. I tell you what, I might close the stream on my phone and see if that helps. Okay, that should be better. Now we just got this. I think I'm able to track it. Sometimes it doesn't let me. So we're gonna need like yellow. Let's start with the lightest parts. I don't think we're gonna be able to go backwards. I don't know. This is packing this. Like, I don't know how it will go, but we'll give it a go. Hi, Misty. Okay, tiny bit of lag. Okay, my phone is currently off the internet. I tell you what, maybe I'll switch off Wi-Fi on my phone just to try and see if that will speed it a little bit. Hopefully it'll be okay. All right, let's try and get going with this because I will sit here chatting for ages and then nothing will be done. We need to at least pretend like we're creating art. But it's lovely to see you, Misty, and you as well, Carla. It's lovely to see familiar faces. How are you guys doing? Because obviously, oh, pardon me. I thought about doing this stream on New Year's Eve, but I guess a lot of people had plans when I didn't. So that one didn't get as many votes. But I mean, do you guys have any plans? I don't have anything currently for New Year's Eve, so I could have done New Year's Eve. I thought it might be fun. But I thought we should do something before this doodle diary is ended because these are like the last two, and then suddenly we're jumping in the next one, and I do not feel prepared for that. I've kind of got attached to it. It feels odd to be jumping to another one. Do you know what? Maybe neocolors will work for this because it doesn't look that different, like the way that the markings are on this. Because obviously he uses oils in a really interesting, different way. But maybe it's not too far from neocolors actually, doing this kind of look with oils. A quiet night in. Yeah, that's what I've done really for like the last 10 years. I haven't done anything really for New Year's. I don't know, I sort of don't really know what there is, especially where I live. Maybe I should look into it, see if there's anything that I can do. Oh, hi Gina, how are you doing? We're just seeing if anyone's got any New Year's Eve plans. Because I do not have anything. Have you got anything planned? Also attempting to draw Vincent Van Gogh. I did it again, but I'm not going to do it again. I don't think it's correct. It's the closest I can get. Vincent. We are drawing Vincent with neocolors because for some reason I thought that could be fun on parcel paper. No plans, I'll just be sitting at home counting down with my babies. Oh, that's cute. It's nice to have the relaxing ones though, especially if you have done something before. Like I have gotten used to just sort of staying in as well, to be honest. Yeah, maybe I'll see if there's anything that can be done, but I've just gotten so used to like not doing anything really for New Year's. Staying to eat lots of food, perfect. What's your favourite food to eat on New Year's Eve then? Safer in your home nowadays? Absolutely, especially if you're going out on New Year's Eve. I mean, I've never really done like clubbing or anything like that on New Year's Eve before, but I can imagine it's probably the worst time. Yeah, it definitely is nowadays, unfortunately. I'm glad that this is a good time for America, though, for you guys in the States. Especially now that it's dark in winter, I just thought, well, I guess we're going to be in darkness anyway. We might as well do it in the evening. So it's like 8 o'clock here. But when it's the summer, I do try and get it in daylight, but it's just so dark now. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but it's definitely cold here. Oh, hi, Copper. How are you doing? Oh, United States are all out today, aren't you guys? Thank you for popping by. I'm glad that this is a slightly better time. I just kind of thought since we're in that weird time between Christmas and New Year's where it just kind of exists, I thought this might be a nice time to just create some art together and just have a chill. It is an odd time, really, isn't it? That time between Christmas and New Year's where just nothing happens, but also it's weird. Like it does feel weird even like working because it is just an odd time. Now, I'm going to say I don't think this paper has any blending capabilities. It is just parcel paper. So, I'll see what I can do, I guess. Maybe we'll have some of the brown showing. You're good, just working. Um, 3 p.m. here. Sunny and cold. That's a combination. How cold are we talking? I think I'm going to hop over to the mint green now, which could destroy this. Yeah, I just thought this would be like a nice time, really, that we could all kind of chill. I remember when I used to work over Christmas as well, it was just a relaxing time to be working. It was a bit of an odd time to be working, to be honest, as well, though, because like no one else was really in. I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, they're the same. I was hoping for like a slightly lighter mint green, but it wasn't happening, so there might be one at the bottom, but this one will work, I think. And I've just lost the yellow. Yeah, honestly, we have had so much cold here, it's crazy. And I checked the UV rating today. It was 0. I think we had an hour, like less than an hour, where it went over to 1. But I mean, they say you're supposed to wear sun cream all year round, but there's really no need here. We don't even have any sun in the winter, like literally UV rating of 0. It's crazy. Do miss the summer though. It's not even properly in winter yet. It's not even that cold, is it? It's still gonna get worse. But I'm definitely a summer person. I don't mind autumn. I do think autumn is quite pretty, especially from like an art perspective. I do think if you're going to create art, autumn is probably the prettiest season, followed by Spring. I do like spring as well, but I think summer's my favorite. What about that green? Oh, this one. I think this one might be too green. This one is bright green. This one is jade. I was just kind of hoping for a slightly lighter version, but we've also got this one, lime green, which could work. I need a proper setup for this. If anyone has any ideas, I got it from Facebook Marketplace, and it's 84 neocolors in a big tin, but like, look how many layers there are. So you can't really see anything, but you can't double them up. So I've got a load of packing peanuts just so they don't all get damaged on the sides. Need a proper system, but I don't even know how you'd put 84 in a pot. Like, how big would that pot have to be? Between the red and the purple. Yeah, I think it's that one that I just moved. We could try a little bit on the shadow side, especially. Here it's a bit hot and sunny in the southern hemisphere, so we'll have cold food for New Year. I would really like to try having a warm Christmas and a warm New Year one year. Is it nice weather though? You said hot and sunny, so nice. I feel like when it's really not nice, it's kind of, it can be quite bad, but I don't think that we've really had that for years in the UK. Like, we haven't had a proper, really, really hot heat wave in ages. It is a bit of an odd portrait, really, because there's so many crazy colours. Like, why am I putting green on a face? I guess that's what he decided to do. It's a lot of neocolors. It is. It was a really good find. I got it for £30 on Facebook Marketplace. Well, she was selling quite a lot of art supplies, so I wonder if they'd kind of tried them and not got along with them, because I do think neocolors are an acquired taste, probably. But she was actually selling a couple of types of neocolors, so then that logic doesn't really work. I don't really know, because they were like hardly used. I guess maybe she got them as a gift and then decided that didn't actually like them. I can imagine like a bit like I don't like soft pastels. I can imagine they are a bit of an acquired taste, really, neocolors. If you don't like kind of messy pieces, I don't think they're that messy because like you can't smudge them. They're quite solid once they're down, but they do have a bit of like a childlike kind of look to them. Uh, I can imagine if you don't like that style, probably wouldn't be right. I really don't like soft pastels. Soft pastels are my worst. The ones that you have to smudge with your finger, they're really messy. Huge respect for people that do use them though, especially like charcoals. Charcoals, I have charcoals. I have done them once or twice. I did them a few times. I tried to get into them, but I think I just couldn't because of the mess. I really struggled to get into them. It feels so strange putting green on a portrait. But we got a few more colours now. You can see a little bit of a face forming. Desperately hoping that the paper won't rip. We could add this one, orangish yellow. That's literally what it's called. So that could add a little bit more life, maybe. I feel like, to be honest, we might want to just jump onto the eyes because portraits always look a bit weird until you add the eye. Whenever I feel like a portrait isn't going well, I will just pause and add an eye because it just like makes it a lot easier. It looks better. This is all going to be beard, really. Haven't figured out how to draw beards. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how to draw beards. Every time I draw a face, it's like, oh yeah, how do they work? I can figure something out. Maybe. I think I accidentally did that little bit random there. I didn't stick with my lines. I might do the eye just to make it better. What are we gonna do? That's quite blue. Misty really wants to try new colours. Had some on my shopping list, but it totally blew my mind when shopping. I just went for markers, my usual medium. They're really expensive. They are really expensive. They like this 84 set that I got for £30, which is like what, $35. This is like £180 in the original tin. So I would definitely look on Facebook Marketplace if it's still something that you're interested in. But they are an acquired medium. Like I got the 15 set, I think it was. But yeah, drawing hair. Well, we have avoided this hair, but we'll get to it. You stay away from humans altogether. I feel like art shop humans aren't that bad personally, like, but yeah, I do understand that. I don't really go there very often, to be honest. It's one of those things as well. I think if you get used to shopping online, it can seem really overwhelming going back. Like, I don't really go clothes shopping anymore. I just buy clothes online and then return it if it doesn't fit. I don't buy clothes very often, but the idea of sitting there in a shop and like trying them on is kind of the worst, so I just don't do it anymore. But that does mean that I haven't bought any jeans and I desperately need some. Unfortunately, though, the way sizing is nowadays, you have to try everything on, and that's kind of overwhelming, so I just don't. Hmm. We need a lighter blue. Same here, the amount of characters I make with a full mask of bandages so I don't have to worry about faces. This is unreal. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm out here trying a virtually new medium and a virtually new style that's from an iconic artist, so I guess I just kind of wing it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit crazy sometimes. I don't really realize. And then I like post a video and then people are like, oh, like my doodle diary stuff that's like kind of just doodles. I don't know. I don't really have that much of a perfectionism kind of thing. If I sit here and think about it for ages, I will put myself off actually creating the art or sharing the art, so I just kind of go with the flow. But yeah, this was a little bit of a crazy idea, really. Trying to look for a light one. Ooh, a set of 12 for $20 on Amazon. Yeah, I think that's a bit more expensive than in the UK. Maybe the UK is a bit cheaper because it's, I think Caran d'Ache is European, isn't it? Is it Swiss? So maybe it could be a little bit cheaper here. So this is how I need to desperately find a colour. It's a really good set though. It was a really good find on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I only got a small set to begin with, but that's also why I got the um Aquarelle 2s so that they can be used in both ways because I was like, if I'm spending that much money, I want to get a 2-in-1. you know, compared to the first one. It's like you get double the pastels. Okay, this is the lightest blue that I have. The Daily Doodle Diary. Oh, that's really good that you're doing it, Matthew. I've got mine for next year. Is anyone else going to be doing it for next year? I think it really has helped with the perfectionism and all of that, really, because I mean, you are creating art that isn't impressive, you know? You're not creating a piece that you're like really proud of. I mean, obviously, this one is probably going to be like the best one I've done this month, really, because I've been quite busy. Just done like a load of random doodles. But it's really exciting to see that there's more people taking part next year. Because I mean, it was created by, I don't know who actually created it, but I saw it on Miriam Tilson's YouTube. That's how I found out about it. But she hasn't actually shared anything about it this year, so I don't know if she's actually doing it this year. I don't think she uploads very often, unfortunately. But she might do a tour, so that would be really lovely to see, because that's who I found out about it from. But yeah, it'd be really cool if there's tons of us taking part next year. I do think it is a really good challenge, and it is good for perfectionism. It is good for just forcing you to create and kind of lowering your standards and expectations that you hold for yourself. You know, like that everything has to be amazing, because I mean, it can't be amazing. You know, if you want to do it every single day, you just simply don't have the time, or you'll get burnt out. You have to learn to adapt to create worse art, really. And I think that's the best way that it's helped me, is just creating worse art through it, but being okay with creating worse art, you know? You might be late still looking for a book to do yours in, or may have to divide it into separate books. I mean, the one that I had, I literally, I think I got it just before January. This was £4 in B&M in the UK, which is kind of like, oh, what would it be like? Well, we have B&M and the range here. It's kind of like Target, I guess. Kind of like Target, but a little bit more homeware based. But you could do like anything like stationery shops. We have the works here, like bookshops, Staples. Um, I mean, like Walmart would also do it. Barnes. I'm not really sure too much, but they'll be reduced. I think if you're, I think you'll be able to get one. Because I mean, I haven't got a calendar for next year. I haven't got a calendar yet, but I'm hoping that there'll be some reduced. I think there will be some reduced as long as you go out in January. But unfortunately, my one, obviously, well, I say unfortunately, it has Saturday and Sunday as half pages, which I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, mine was only £4, you know, like $5. Mine was really cheap because I just didn't know if I was, you know, actually going to do it. I didn't want to feel guilty for not doing many pages. So I mean, me and my partner did it. We both did it, and we've done really cheap ones. So yeah, even something like Target would probably do one. 3 days to a page, that is a bit crazy, but as I said, I do have 2 days to a page on some of mine. But yeah, day a page would be ideal. Something like, don't think you have Tiger there, do you? That would be another option. I mean, what I did was originally I was like looking for the perfect kind of sketchbook. something that was day a page every single day, and ideally I wanted one with dots to begin with, or grid or something, and obviously I ended up with lined and a little calendar in the corner, because by the time that I found that one I was like, I'm just gonna have to get one. But yeah, originally I wanted day a page, I wanted it to be good quality paper, I wanted it to be dotted, and it can be quite difficult to find. So in the end, I just went with one that I found, and it works. You know, it did the entire year, so it is fine. Can't find one like hers that has them on separate pages. I know they have them, just got to actually get out and about. I'm not one for leaving the house except for food. I mean, they might even do it whilst you're doing your food shop. Um, just something to keep an eye out for, really. To be honest, if it's day a page, yeah, it should say on the front. So that's like a given. It's usually advertised as it. So I don't think you'd have to look crazy hard. Hopefully it will just be like right there, see the sticker or something on the front day page. But yeah, they are difficult to find. I did struggle to find mine at the beginning as well. But I don't think that, I think they'll still be around for a while. Even if you start like a few days late. But it's definitely worth giving it a try if you can, because I found out about the Daily Doodle Diary in like February the previous year, and I really wanted to do it, but I actually missed the boat for that year, and I kind of was like, oh no, like I really wanted to have already started. And I did kind of spend the entire year like, ah. So yeah, if it's something that you would like to do, it would be good to do it, because I did kind of spend the year sort of regretting that I hadn't just started it, even though it was February. But yeah, you might be able to pick one up on your food shop, really. Because a lot of places do have calendars and that whilst you're getting your food now. So I haven't got a calendar yet. I'm hoping that I'll be able to just pick one up reduced. Will you be doing more streams next year for the Daily Doodle? I think so. I wanted to make sure that we had one more in this book, because it's crazy. Like we've had the entire year, and this is only the second episode, which is crazy to think about. But obviously, before recently, I didn't have a top camera, so that wasn't really an option. I mean, I didn't have a desk, but now I think this marble is looking better. I like the marble. Just got a new sketchbook, so I'm thinking of just using it because I'm terrible at keeping a sketchbook as well. So I was going to combine. Just finished my first sketchbook this year, and you're for 42. Well done on finishing the sketchbook. I mean, I was probably like 20 when I finished my first sketchbook. Like, I didn't do it as a child. But I feel like as well, it's quite easy to just have lots of sketchbooks in use. I think that's the hardest part. It's not necessarily finishing it, it's kind of committing to one. Because I mean, I've worked in a lot of sketchbooks this year, but I think I've only finished like one. Especially when you like, if you have different mediums that you use, it can be difficult because you want to work in one sketchbook and be committed and complete it. And then if you're using like paint, it's like, oh, you need to have good paper for paint to go on. And then you get like some drawing supplies, and then you want good drawing paper, and then before you know it, you've got a million sketchbooks. And unfortunately, a lot of mixed media paper just isn't great. So yeah, it can be difficult to finish sketchbooks, especially when you use different mediums. No, that's a cool idea. What you could do as well, you could get like one of those little dated stamps, and then you could stamp each page, which could be quite cute. You still haven't finished one. There's time though, there is time. And I think you're probably like us where you're working in multiple sketchbooks. It can be hard because as soon as you have multiple, it's like, it's all spread out. So there's a solid chance that when you finish one, you might finish multiple, but it can really feel like you're getting nowhere. I've always had multiple sketchbooks on the go, though. I've never had just the one. I am the worst for that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had just one sketchbook. Yes, I will for sure be looking when I go tomorrow for dinner. They do have a stationery area. Yeah, I should think I should have one. I mean, where I got mine from, it's kind of like a homeware shop is where I got mine from. So, but they do food. It's kind of like I don't know. I want to say department store. I'm not sure exactly what it is. They do food and they do homeware. It's kind of like a Walmart really or an Asda. So, yeah, or like a Costco. Yeah, something like that. But that's all where I got mine from. So, I mean, when I get a calendar at some point, I can't leave it too late. I'll have to get a calendar like this next week probably. I'm probably just gonna pick that up from somewhere like a supermarket or somewhere that will have one reduced. Using several sketchbooks at the moment. Last week I bought two more. Yep, exactly the same as you, Carla. But they all have like different uses, don't they? I mean, like, it's hard to draw and paint in the same sketchbooks because it feels like a waste to be drawing on good paper for painting, and then drawing paper just can't handle paint really. I feel like I have to really hold this down. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm covering it up, but I have to really hold the paper down so it doesn't fly away or rip. I'm also not sure what his hair color is. I presume it's kind of ginger, but he's not really drawn it like that or painted it like that. Currently working in four. Are they all dedicated to certain things? Or even like different sizes, I guess. That's another good reason to have sketchbooks. Like, you don't want. I don't really. Ooh. It's okay. It's an aquarelle one, so that's fine. Not the new vinyl. I don't really like working in A4. This is A5. It's a decent size, but I don't really go past A4 now. I don't like working super big. Biggest one is probably like my movie one, and that is B5, which is a bit of an odd size. I don't know how to do this guy's hair. Oh, I forgot about the beard. Yeah, so I haven't really figured out how to do beards because you kind of draw the face and then you have to like extend the face, but the skull isn't extended, so it's really weird. I don't really know how to draw beards. I don't really draw men, so I kind of forget, and then I just so happen to draw someone with a beard, and I'm like, oh yeah, how does that work? It's showing up as very odd on camera. I suppose it is pretty similar colour, to be honest. Maybe I'll do a bit more red or orange. Yeah, I think it is like a Walmart, really. You got an artistro. I have seen the brand. I'm struggling to say the name. Mixed media 60 sheet premium. How is that one? Because I know mixed media paper is like sometimes it can be really bad for actually being good for certain mediums. So yeah, let us know how you get on with that one. If you've filled any of it yet. You like it. I think adding the eyes turned it into a face. Yeah, one for pencil, one for watercolor. I think like you could draw on watercolor paper, but I just think watercolor paper is so expensive that I just wouldn't want to because you can get away with. I mean, this is extreme, but this is like packaging from Amazon. Um, Whereas you just can't do the same with watercolor. It's not a forgiving medium. Oh yeah, the beard needs to go down, doesn't it? See, I just don't really know how hair goes on men, on their faces. Different sizes mostly. Had a habit of starting a new one when you got too inspired. Yep, absolutely get that. It's just so easy to have multiple, especially when every sketchbook has a use. And I don't really like spiral bound. Like, I don't know if you guys have favorites, but I really struggle to use spiral bounds. And then I have like outdoors ones. I think different sizes is probably the easiest way to have a ton of different sketchbooks. That would be you if you had more money. I see so many I want, but I also purchased the multi-packs so my two daughters can have theirs. Oh, that's a good idea. Wow, they completed their sketchbooks before I did. I completed my first sketchbook at like, yeah, I was probably about 21, 22 when I completed my first sketchbook, so they have done it before me. I like worked in them before, but I just wouldn't finish them because often I didn't like sort of draw for that long. I didn't draw for long enough to actually see it through. I kind of just did it every now and again. So I'm gonna add some ginger to the hair. Oh, that's looking very orange now, but he is kind of ginger. I don't know. But then he's kind of like blonde on top. It's very odd. Very odd situation. Because it's on parcel paper, you can't really see it if I do it too light. So we'll add a little bit of ginger and hope it will go okay. Oh, hey, Purple Waffles, how are you doing? Let's have a look, see. I get a little bit, I hone in, and then I completely forget to chat, and then it scrolls by itself. Um, okay. Yeah, it's really lovely that you and your daughters all draw, because I never had anything like that growing up, so it must be lovely for them. It must be lovely for you as well, being able to do that. I mean, my partner is now into drawing and art as well. Like he's been doing the Daily Doodle Diary with me. So it's been nice being able to talk to people about actual art because sometimes it's like very specific things that you want to say, like a type of medium or something, and if people have no interest, then they just don't have a clue what you're saying. It's like you're talking a different language. It is nice being able to talk to somebody that understands the terminology. So many times I would say to my partner about like gesso, and he'd have absolutely no clue. So it must be lovely being able to talk to people in real life and do it with them. You're 28 and they've beaten you as well. Oh no, you're gonna have to finish one next year then, aren't you? That's gonna have to be your 2025 resolution. I'm sure you're close though, but it's just spread out between four sketchbooks, isn't it, really? But I'm sure if you add it all up, you probably could have completed like two sketchbooks. It's just sort of spread out. Does have green in the hair. You're 14. How many sketchbooks have you completed then? 'Cause I think, I mean, we're all getting there, aren't we? We're all getting there in our own time. Like, I took a while as well, but it's lovely that they get to start so young as well, though, the art. Sketchbooks are quite expensive. I think that's the bit that usually stops me as well. There is something that I did see recently that I would really like. It's I don't know if you've heard of it, onion skin journals. It's like tracing paper in a sketchbook. It's kind of like wax. You can see them on Instagram. They're very expensive though, so I warn you. But yeah, I just saw it. I think it was in Sophie McPike's videos on YouTube. She has the onion skin journal, and it's like tracing paper, but it doesn't really bleed through, and it is better quality than tracing paper, but it literally is kind of like translucent and it's quite scratchy. And I would really like one of those. I really would, but I'm like, no, I have like 4 unused sketchbooks on the shelf and I need to finish those, but also they're very different, so I would really like one. They encourage you to finish more this year. No, that's really good as well. That's really lovely that you're all working in sketchbooks at the same time. You understand 100%. My husband knows nothing of art, so it's like talking to a wall, but he probably feels the same way with me about video games. Yeah, I do have that one as well. I completely get that. Have to go in a few minutes, a dentist appointment. A New Year's Eve dentist appointment. Lucky gal. What a great way to bring in the new year. I hate going to the dentist. I always feel like you come out worse than you went in, you know? Hopefully everything will go okay. I do have a slight fear of the dentist though. It's a bit of an odd time as well. I kind of forget that they're like, of course they're open, but it's like they're open. Of course they're open, they're a dentist. I don't know, it's just a weird time, isn't it? Christmas to New Year's. Yeah, it's an onion skin journal. I think it's the name of the brand really. Um, but yeah, it's like tracing paper, kind of, I think. Yeah, definitely good luck with the dentist, Carla. I hope it goes well because, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow, so definitely don't want it to hinder on your New Year's Eve. Grab an orange. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone, as well. It's weird. It kind of like, I don't know, it feels like New Year's Eve today. I think it's because intentionally I was sort of planning to do this on New Year's Eve, but I also feel like it feels odd because I've been saying Happy New Year's to people for so long now that it kind of feels weird that it's still not here. I feel like once Christmas passes, it's like, oh yeah, New Year's, that's what I need to say to everyone. So I've probably been overdoing it. Oh, there we go. It's okay. As long as I catch it quick, the vinyl will be fine. I really like this marble. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you think it looks, but I had this back in the day in the old flat, and I just think it makes it look so much brighter. And I think it reflects the light a little bit better as well. I don't think the shadow is too bad. So I like it. I think it does look better on camera. That was the reason that I got it. It's because the last one, I don't know why the wood grain just wasn't picking up very well. on camera, so I ended up getting the vinyl again just because I think it's better. It was like the shadows in the wood grain, it just came across really weird on camera. But yeah. Thank you for swinging in, Carla. I really appreciate it. It's been lovely having a chat. I never know with live streams if I'm going to be here alone, so it's like, it's really nice that people popped by. So thank you for popping by. I think the eyebrows are too dark. I don't know if I can lighten them though. Okay, how's about we add a pop? It's very blue. I also have this fear that I'm going to snap the neocolors. Whenever I hold them a little bit far down, I'm always like, ah. That was the other reason why I was holding it, is because of that. It kind of yanks. I don't know, does anyone else have that fear that you're going to snap them? I just feel like they're quite delicate, really. Okay, let's do that, and then I don't know if this is the blue I used earlier. I don't think it is. I haven't actually broke any neocolors yet, but there's always that risk. I think it does. I think I like the marble. Unfortunately, I did do the eyebrow a little bit off this one. Whenever I do a face that's tilted, this eyebrow is always off. So I don't really know why that happens so consistently, but it does. Okay, how are we doing? Is it still laggy or are we okay? It says excellent connection to me, but then on OBS, the software, it kind of looks laggy. No, I think this is actually somewhat looking like him. I just kind of thought the neocolors would be sort of similar to the way that he's used the paint, and kind of wanted to give it a try. And I do think like they are kind of similar, just because the line work is quite obvious. There's like a lot of people say that neocolors are quite similar to gouache, which I never really saw, but I think that's because of the way that I use the gouache. I use it quite watered down. You snap the neocolors. Yeah. How many did you snap? Not intentionally, I hope. Though I have actually seen other people intentionally snap neocolors in half so that they get double. People that have like a outdoor setup, I think it might have been Sandy Hester on YouTube. She does actually snap hers in half so that she has like half inside, half outside. Personally, I think I'd struggle to use them if they were that small. But yeah, I have seen other people do that. Although I presume that that isn't what you did. I don't think I could do that. I don't know. I just think it would be so small and stubby. I might just add a little bit of like darker shadows. I don't know if that was the right move. I really didn't mean to do that. The problem with neocolors that I find is like you can't really. Oh, I've just given him eyeliner. Oh, how do I fix that? You can't really like alter things because then you just kind of like this, just make the eye smaller and then it's gone. That is the only problem with neocolors, like you can really overwork it and just accidentally change the shapes of things. But I mean, this is probably my first time actually using them, like to create something proper. I usually use them for mixed media, really. Yeah, I did the entire sketchbook session based on the art that was there in the gallery. I did record a little bit in the gallery, so I'll piece it together and hopefully that will kind of work. But yeah, I did the watercolor version, which I do like. I do like the watercolor version as well. I just really wanted to try this and see if it would work. Obviously, it's kind of my own style though. It's a different version. I wonder if that was too dark. Oh, you think I've matched the colours well? They probably do layer well on different paper. Like, I don't know, personally, I guess I don't really layer, I push down. So um, like they do mix, they blend really well. So you can see if I zoom in, this bit here is just two layers together. And then if you push down hard, it does just sort of blend itself. They are good. But on this paper, it's just quite like the big brown gaps make it a little bit difficult. So it's not the best example, but they do generally blend quite well. You just have to push down, really. I mean, you can put any two colors next to each other, and as long as you push down, they will kind of blend. They are kind of like magic. They do have a steep learning curve, though, I do think. When I first got them, I was like, oh, these pastels are overrated. I don't really like them. They're so expensive. And then I started using them, and then I was like, oh no, they do kind of blend like butter. They are actually really good. They just take a bit of getting used to. But at the beginning, I was like, oh, these are just like, I don't want to say like Crayola, but I did kind of think, are they really that different? But yeah, you press down. Is the worst example on this paper. um, they are satisfying and they do blend easily. I think you could put any two colours together and they would somehow mix, really. It's crazy. I don't tend to layer too much because now that we've kind of pressed down, it it's not really transparent, so it doesn't really add much. You're just kind of replacing the colour. Like this is all blue and now it's green. It just replaces the colour, so I don't think there's much point in layering just because it's quite opaque. Personally, I just feel like you're kind of just wasting pastel by layering tons because you do just kind of replace it. Like all of this I didn't press down very hard for, apart from this bit I did. But say I wanted to do pink for the lips, which probably doesn't work. That darker bit there kind of blends, but then you just replace all the yellow. So I don't know if there's really much point in layering. You do just kind of replace the colour. But at the same time, like you saw just how easy that blended, hopefully. I do think for his style though, I think the lines really work. I'm not sure about the eyes though. I don't think the eyes really look very much like him. But I think that's probably because I kind of ruined the eye. I accidentally lost some of it. So that's what happened. You think the eyes are piercing? I don't know. I don't feel like they have that much to them, but I just don't want to overwork them. There's only so much I can do, really. And with neocolors, I will just end up making them twice the size accidentally. Let's see what I can do. I just don't want to accidentally make them huge. I also need to find a white. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Ah, there we go. Is that white? Oh, silver grey. There's so many silvers as well in the big set. There's so many different types of grey, like that one as well. So we've got light grey and silver grey. Ah, there it is. There's the white. Is that the white? Yeah, that's the white. Very brave. So the reason I did a close-up of the face, I understand why it might look brave. Um, but the actual reason is because you see the size of these neocolors. Like this is a sharp one, but I mean you get to these ones and if I was doing it this size, if I was doing like that would be impossible. So that's the reason that it's a close up. It's just because it's neocolors. If it was color pencils, you could do this just about, but that's not going to work. Even when it's sharpened, like it's still not as sharp as a color pencil. I do have the pencils out. I did think about using them, but honestly, I don't know if it's really needed. I think I'm quite happy with this, really. Haven't really done anything with the year. Ooh, that's how you wear with Prismacolor pencils. Still go for color pencils. I don't know if I know color pencils. Don't know if I've heard of those before. Great at blending and layering. Maybe it does ring a bell. I don't really recognize it. I think the only ones I've only really tried Faber Castell and Caran d'Ache, to be honest. I probably should try more, but they're just so expensive, the actual fancy ones, that it kind of seems like you sort of get yours and stick with them. Kind of reminds me of pencil layer and blending. Yeah, I never really figured out how to blend pencils, I must admit. I do pencils on top of watercolor and I do pencils in a different medium, like mixed media, but I've never figured out how to use pencils on their own. And it's probably the medium that I should have figured out first. Yeah, I don't really know how to use pencils. And I don't think that they're like easy to use, to be honest. Not well. I know they're kind of like the starter medium, but I don't think that they're easy to use if you want to create something like actually really good with them. How many whites can there be? Well, I think there's one white, but it's the fact that there's about 12 greys, which, I mean, let's be real though, there is like every single color in this set, which is good. Um, but I don't tend to reach for grey, so for me, it's a bit odd. I don't know why this one has like green on it though. Found a new love for greys. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before. You would probably like the big set then. Because, I mean, even just here, you can see that one's silver. There's one, two, three, four, five, six greys and a silver just here. That's umber. That one underneath is Payne's grey, I think. That's sepia. There's a lot of greys in the big set, but I wouldn't have got the big set if it wasn't for Facebook Marketplace, though I must admit, like, I wouldn't have been able to warrant spending that much. Yeah, if you can find any Facebook Marketplace deals, it's definitely worth having a look out for. I had to drive like over an hour to get mine, but I think it was worth it. Well, it was definitely worth it. I think he needs a little bit more life in his face, which is probably a bit more than what he's actually done, but I don't know, I feel like it needs a bit more orange. There we go. It is a very yellow-green portrait, though. You've lost that pencil skill. It is hard, especially if you swap mediums, if you get out of them. But I think you use a lot of different mediums now, don't you? I think you said before. So, unfortunately, though, you learn a different medium and then you do sort of lose the skills for another one. I don't think you completely lose it, but like it doesn't feel natural, especially for me. Like, if I haven't painted for a while, it doesn't feel as natural. And I feel like watercolor or something is so different from drawing and like paint markers that it doesn't feel like the kind of experience is transferable. It's like if I haven't done it for a while, I don't feel any more natural by using paint markers. There we go. I think that's a beard. I don't really know. I don't know what beards look like, but I think that's a beard. I'm also really scared of getting it on the vinyl, so there's a bit of a gap. How's that? How are we looking? I think I am gonna leave the background, just let that brown kind of come through. I think it's looking pretty decent. I just wanted to see if it would work really, and I think it does. I think it does. I'm gonna have to stick it in the doodle diary. Okay, let's have a look. They're super cheap. Oh, the Cala ones. But I prefer them over the expensive ones all day. Yeah, I do think sometimes you can spend money for stuff and it not exactly be better. I haven't tried many though, so I really don't know. I think the good thing about markers, though, like you're saying, is filling backgrounds and stuff is so much quicker with markers that if you're used to colour pencils and then you swap to markers, you can be like, oh, wait, hang on. Markers are just quicker. So I can understand, especially if you do both, because you can use like the markers for the base colour and then do colour pencil on top, and that's way quicker than just doing colour pencil. So I think that's partly why I went off them as well, is just because like colour pencils take ages to do, you know? Right, let me find a glue stick. Oh, there we go. Got one. I need to get another one actually. I'm really getting through it. Oh, thank you. I'll show you the texture up close in just a moment. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably just gonna all transfer as I'm gluing. um, like riding a bike, you just gotta hop back on. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Misty. God, saying that, I haven't rode a bike in years. Don't know if I'd be the same. I wonder if it will transfer as I'm pressing it down. There is a bit of transfer with neocolors, so I have started doing it on different paper. So that would be the one perk of using your sketchbook for the doodle diary as well, is because like it's better paper. I just do this so that like it doesn't seep through, and also because it's so wonky now, I just thought it'd be better. How are we gonna press it down? Oh, I have an idea. It's probably yeah. All right, I have an idea. Just don't want it to go all over my hands. But I don't want it to go on this page either. This is like the last one of the year. Can you imagine? Colour pencils do take ages. I do think it's a lot faster as well to do alcohol markers first. Like, that is kind of a hack. But half the reason that I did it on this paper, is because it's so wonky now that, like, even when I'm